Going to be Denisa Kim and Anteros Bio. So come on up, Denisa. Thank you.
Can we confirm the clicker's working? Okay. All right, testing, testing. Can everyone in the back hear me? All right, perfect. This is Anteros Bio, and we're developing the first partner sexual health kit on a mission to connect reproductive microbiomes. In a previous relationship for nearly 3 years, I had over a dozen urinary tract infections. And the worst part about it is that I was the only one carrying all the burden of the testing and antibiotic treatment, while my partner just stood on the sidelines with feelings of guilt, confusion, and hurt. I quickly realized that once you enter this cycle of recurrent infections, it is very difficult to get out of due to the variables listed above. Now, before I dive into the stats, what the heck is a microbiome? It's essentially defined as microorganisms in a particular environment. Now, as humans, we naturally have good and bad bacteria and fungi all over our body, but when imbalances start to occur, that's when we start to have an issue. So why should we care about these infections? Well, they're prevalent, recurring, and costing the US medical system billions of dollars per year. The most common infections are UTIs, bacterial vaginosis, and yeast infections, with millions of women struggling every year. And the numbers are not decreasing. And given the absurd percentage of reinfection, we can justify that in order to maintain sustained cure, both partners need to get tested and treated together. So what's the problem? An unhealthy vaginal or penile microbiome is a severe risk factor for acquisition of sexually transmitted infections or diseases and adverse reproductive outcomes. What do we mean by risks? Well, all the terms in purple actually link out to science-backed journals, highlighting consequences such as HPV, infertility, preterm birth, and even cancer. So the golden question is, Denisa, why can't I just go directly to my doctor? One is inconsistent testing. For nearly half of my infections, I was prescribed antibiotics blindly over the phone, meaning no swab or urine samples were taken, so we had no idea what microbes we were targeting. Two is effectiveness. Cultures and PCR alone have failed us. There's a 50% chance your results will come back negative and less than a 30% accuracy in determining dominant species. Three is clinics have expensive individual treatment. With no symptom resolution, patient suffering is prolonged and the cost for treatments increase. So what makes us unique? One is continuous testing. We provide a continuous membership shipped quarterly and actually test for your microbes. Two is metagenomic next-gen sequencing is the most advanced type of DNA technology, giving us over 99% accuracy in determining species. And three is precision care. Because we can target disruptive species with unprecedented clarity, we offer more than just Band-Aid solutions. So here's how it works. You order a kit, both partners take a urine sample and a genital swab. You ship your results back to our lab with our prepaid shipping label. We then provide you your personalized results with clear next steps forward. Our solution's simple. Microbes are broken down into 3 categories: protective, neutral, and disruptive species. And syncing your results with your partner is as easy as scanning your profile QR code. We can track your microbiome over time to assess what lifestyle changes or medications are working or not, and actionable results manifest into reports that can be exported for you and your doctor. Science-backed recommendations are rated by novelty to give partners access to the most up-to-date information and highlight harmful sexual practices they can eliminate today. And in the future, we'd like to offer RX treatment and immediately if infections are present. Chronic conditions gave us a TAM of over 200 billion, and the STI and STD diagnostics market was just under 4. It was a little more difficult to pinpoint couples, so we simply took the 128 million married Americans and assumed they made a one-time purchase for the kit at the $380 to give us a sum of 49 million. Our gross margins were also relatively healthy for a direct-to-consumer model for the one-time purchase and subscription. Currently, Anteros would be the only partner kit that holistically looks at the genital and the urinary microbiome. And as we start to collect user data, compatibility reporting will be proprietary to our company, displaying results in a seamless app interface. And although from a glance we look like the most premium option, we're actually the most cost-effective because we provide double the testing material for you and your partner in comparison to competitors. Currently, I'm the sole member of the company alongside with my advisor. My background is in chemical engineering, and I received a master's in management from WPI. And although I have previous startup experience, we are looking to expand the team. 4 months ago, we filed a non-provisional utility patent after performing over 50 customer discovery interviews from Facebook support groups. Today, we're asking for $350K in pre-seed financing that will go towards our infrastructure and building out the team. By next year, we should be ready to launch direct-to-consumer, and by 2025, we want to get FDA clearance so we can medically claim to test and treat for STIs and STDs. Our long-term vision is a pharmaceutical acquisition in order to strengthen their precision health portfolio and leverage our data to develop new therapeutics. Thank you so much for your time. Questions? Maybe I can go first. Just, so in terms of your
Thank you. So great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
So in terms of your ask, have you thought about how much capital it would take you to set up, staff, and operate a CLIA facility?
So we actually don't have to allocate any capital towards building out a lab. There are labs that offer third-party services that we are partnering with that we have already solidified that relationship. I know I said by next year we'd be ready to launch direct-to-consumer, but we're actually on track to ship out prototypes and MVPs in a couple months.
Okay, just one other question. So is there a doctor or anybody medically trained in as part of making a recommendation, right? I mean, you're going to give the results. Where's the education, the patient education? Who's going to be doing that?
Yes, absolutely. So the answer is twofold. A lot of the capital is going to go towards building out that medical advisory board. So that's something that we're looking at in the immediate future to offer some of that feedback or one-to-one consultations once results have been processed. The second part is surrounding education. Microbiome, sexual health, women's health is extremely under-researched. So we're putting together resources internally in order to display to people in either a community tab or break down every single microbe when they get their results back to link out to science-backed journals. Thank you. Any additional questions?
Great job. Great presentation. You mentioned the kit was about $380. How do your peers fare in that price point?
Say that.
Your competition, you had $380 was the price for the kit. How do your competitors fare in that price point? Where do you fall in that price point?
I can go back to the competition slide. So,
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
yeah,
I didn't see it.
it's kind of tiny. It's at the bottom. So currently, the other competitors are hovering around anywhere from $99 to $150. Shipping is covered already, baked into that price point for the single one-time purchase as well as subscription. The only other company that does urine testing and a swab is Microgen DX, so $225. If we were to double $225, we would still be the more cost-effective option because, again, we're giving you material for you and your partner. So we're not addressing solutions just for one individual.
And what does it cost you approximately to make a kit?
Approximately $78 currently.
Okay. Okay. And one last question. What's the recurring? Is there a recurring fee for somebody to participate, or do you buy the kit, or is there a recurring cost for the user?
There's no recurring cost.
There's no recurring cost.
No, you can
Okay.
either purchase it at the one-time purchase for the $380 or sign up for the subscription that's shipped out quarterly,
Got it.
which will make the cost of the kit $325 if you choose the membership option. So we want to encourage consumers to sign up for the membership so we can track their microbiomes over time.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for the presentation. And one of the questions I have is, you mentioned three things that set you apart. It was the continuous testing, accuracy, and there was one other thing, which I forget what it was. But I want to focus on the accuracy piece. So you're getting a 99.2% accuracy, and that's, how did you determine that? I mean, what type of testing have you done to prove that out?
So this is industry standard for metagenomic next-gen sequencing or shotgun sequencing. Is that it? 5 minutes?
That's 5 minutes. Denisa.